Solomonic. I'm looking up Lalabella. I'm gonna enlarge on Lalabella. Okay, we get an idea of what we're looking at. Okay, that's the church there, right there. See? See? That's the best you can get, right? So that's the church right there. So I'm gonna enlarge on this photo. See? Enlarging. That's the enlargement there of the church. From down there is ground, you got that floor, you got this floor, you got that floor, you got that floor, and that's up there, right? You understand me? And then the BBC is still saying that this church is the oldest church in Ethiopia. Okay? I'm gonna turn around the camera and I gotta explain some things. Alright. Shalom. Good night again, okay? These things that we're talking about to do with the church and all of these things that's going on, it's just like everybody know about these things. Everybody know what is happening in these areas and on these things. You see, like the Imperial seal, like the badge that I carry, like right here. I don't know if you can see that or how plain it is that you can really see, but it should be right there, and it just says it should say the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Okay, good. So these things are Imperial things. Plus the badge is right there too as well, right? That's the deity as for His Imperial Majesty, because on the night when these things happened and everything was really and truly transferred down to the earth, down onto the earth, right? When everything was transferred down onto the earth, the skies was actually turned red. Everything turned red, right? And yellow and green. I don't know if you can understand. Everything turned red, yellow, and green. And being that everything turned red, yellow, and green, everybody was scared outside. So what happened is that Joshua himself said that, you know what, this is what he's gonna do. And Joshua lead off trying to do these things, but these things never happen. You see? So I'm gonna pause for a minute and I'm gonna bring in this and show you this. See this? This is Imperial seal, his Imperial Majesty. The green, the yellow, and the red. All these things is just definition to show you, right? But these things is factual, you know, and it's God's word, and I don't take God's word for like joke, right? So in Lalabella, these things are still going on. It's still happening. People still trying to see what they can do to restore these churches, and you know, it's not too much they can do, but they can at least build a roof and put a roof over these things. You don't agree? They can build a roof and they can put a roof over these things. I agree that they can build a roof and put a roof over these things. Anyway, we're going back into some more knowledge, okay? And here's studying again today that they're talking about the church in Lalabella. This church was, people try to say that angels made this church because it was digged out of the ground. And how is it possible for it to be digged out of the ground? A lot of people want to say that it's not possible. I want to get back to something. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church, okay? They are Orthodox people, and them people have the knowledge. They know good from bad, right? And then all of the knowledge that they have, Jerusalem is one of those places that these people must consult with. Because when His Imperial Majesty leave his castle and he give up his deity, dignity, his seat where he was sitting in, he leave his brother in charge. And then he leave and he went to make a journey to Jerusalem. Solomonic Lineage is there in Jerusalem. The Ark of the Covenant is there in Ethiopia. Ethiopia and Jerusalem works together because Ethiopia is Jerusalem and Jerusalem is Jerusalem. When Jah said New Jerusalem shall come down from the earth, and Ethiopia as well shall be the headquarter, His church, Mount Zion, should be a high place, a high foot there. It is there that Jah speak of. But enough man, enough people don't want to take acknowledgement, so to speak, about these things, right? So I'm just showing you the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. These are people who be following this lineage, this Solomonic lineage, for over 3,000 years. There being over 225 kings that sit in that throne, in that seat, from Solomon. You know, Queen Sheba was related and they had child, and Menelik was their son, and Menelik was the child that brought back the Ark of the Covenant from Jerusalem to give to his mom in Ethiopia. Where does the Ark of the Covenant come from? Who knows? What is the Ark of the Covenant? They're reading these things, they're following up on these things, they've been gaining the knowledge and seeking. What is the Ark of the Covenant? What does it do? What does it do? What is it for? Everybody wants to know this. Everybody wants to know what is the Ark of the Covenant for. There's powers in the earth, there's forces in the earth that's like unseen, unknown to people. They don't know nothing about these things. When they go to start to talk about these things to people, everybody just becomes like, wow, Marcus, how did you know these things? His Imperial Majesty have signed it upon my heart and put the seal for me to wear in a seat. Jah bless. Thank you. Guide and protect. Back on track. So, in the whole Ethiopian Orthodox, talking about Menelik, Queen Sheba, Menelik get the Ark of the Covenant from Solomon, and he brought it back to Ethiopia to Queen Sheba, his mom. And there the Ark of the Covenant have been from then till this present moment. There's veil energy in the earth, and it just goes up like that. It goes down in there, it zaps down. They can make lightning bolt. Zeus never had any power, but Zeus could make lightning bolt. How could he make lightning bolt? He gets someone to forge him. You understand me? To forge him a weapon, and the weapon could have discharged energy just like a gunshot could have. And that power is still in the earth, and that power belongs to Jah, and I'm seeking that power as the day goes by, from day to day, you know. Because Jah is that blesses, and He's that sends. In the first setting of everything that really happened, right? When I started to explain about this energy that was in the earth, this energy didn't really come from like any man made nothing. This energy was the energy that was made already, and it was already in the earth. It's called veil energy, or V-R-I-L, something like that. Something like that. But if I'm spelling it right now, if my head is on right now for the time being, it's called veil or vile energy. Veil or vile energy, and it's in the earth. People know how to harness it. King Solomon has harnessed it. Zeus has harnessed it. Those people has harnessed it and work with it, you know what I'm saying? And to a certain extent, the electricity company is harnessing it. And we're paying them, and every gadget that we have works off of the same energy or something like the energy of itself. To do with battery, cell, whatever. It's power. It can be captured, stored, distributed from all different kind of device or whatever. So those people use that, and they're can create such an energy that, like, when you see this kind of energy, it can blast forth. It can beam forward like a rod, you know. It can act like an explosion, shoot out itself, and everybody could bear in mind that these things is things that the next generation to come must know about these things. We can't have this knowledge put down to say and we don't use these knowledge, right? There's a lot of people profess in knowing things, in that to state that they're heads of government. Yes, they're heads of government because they have a position. A position is given to them. I am not fighting them for their position. But what I'm saying is that they are going to pretend that they're bright. Okay, that they're bright. That they have what we call the knowledge. That they know of things that you don't know. The reason why they know of these things is that it's stolen literature. It's stolen things that these facts is just as known. But because we have the internet here now, I'm going to show you, because we have the internet here now, right? We can go to certain things and we can relate. You see what I'm saying? We have the internet. We can relate. We can grasp for things. Right? We can grasp for things. No, we have the internet now. Everything is there to sight, right? But in the field now of Solomonic Lineage, I go into books and I open books and I study. Reason why I'm studying is that I know that we have the knowledge. A lot of people don't utilize the knowledge. I try to educate people out there on a daily basis as to like what Jah means to me in my life, right? And I carry the Imperial seal, as I try to show you on a daily basis, and everybody knows that. I'm not gonna too long stray from the point. I just take that time to set up. So I think we're on the air now. I'm speaking about Menelik. I'm speaking about Solomonic Lineage, the deity of Jesse, David, Solomon, and his nephew Moses, the Ark of the Covenant coming from Egypt, coming over with being transported by Moses, Aaron, and Joshua. Yes. So Jah have his seal and his powers in the earth, that is his rightful seal. I want to speak about Jah's seal, which is God's seal. God's seal is the Star of David. That is his seal in the earth. In the earth. That is Jah's seal in the earth. The Star of David. Okay. Why is the Star of David God's seal? The reason why, you see, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church inside Lalabella, a place in Africa, in Addis Ababa, north of Addis Ababa. There's a temple there. That's the oldest temple. We're worshiping a deity is concerned on this planet here, planet Earth. It's in Africa, in Ethiopia, where Jah, God, have diagnosed and made to be the headquarter of things here on the earth, but man going to his own way, doing his own thing as usual, right? So where we at, the churches, the headquarter where Jah want everything to dwell to be is in Ethiopia, meaning that Ethiopian Orthodox should be carrying on what was started since over 5,000 years ago. However long you want to put it, these buildings and this religion being in establishment. You can go into the English encyclopedia, okay, and you'll see that this doctrine is true. It comes through 3,000 years manufactured, over 3,000 years of manufactured. You understand? Okay. So after this is being manufactured for over 3,000 years. Over 3,000 years. There was a king that was sitting there first in that throne. Remember, speak of Jesse, which is David's father in the Bible. And Jesse had intercourse with Talmud. And then this son was begotten. Mean this son came forth or came forward, or a record was taken that he gained entry into the world. And that name have to be documented like any other name of any birth in any society. So they documented his name, and his name was David. David fought with Goliath. Fought with Goliath, I should say. Yeah? And it is true that he did conquer the beast. And David rose and rose and rose and fall and fall and fall and fall and lied and lied and lied and killed and killed and killed and killed. And prayed and asked for forgiveness. Write the Psalms, you write the Kings in the Bible. There are scriptures in the Bible that's called Kings. Kings belongs to Ethiopia, okay? Leave kingship and Solomonic monarchy to Ethiopia of monarchy. I'm not being racist and I'm not being wrong. Wikipedia, that is the encyclopedia, and this is what the encyclopedia say. I'm just saying what it said, okay, based on the truth. Thank you. So we're gonna go on, not being racist. So we're gonna go on and let me going on. So Ethiopia, the headquarter of where all of this establishment should be happening. Jesse, David, Moses, Solomon, those guys are playing a major role in this whole happening of what is gonna unfold later on, even to do with my generation, because me now going and digging up this truth and unearthing this truth for myself is gonna do me a lot of good. I can't tell you what it's gonna do me, but it is gonna do me a lot of good. That I do know. That's gonna do me a lot of good, okay? And I'm gonna put it to good use. So Solomon had a son, but before Solomon had a son, Jesse had a son, and Jesse's son was David. And then David, as I was saying, come into the world, After he came into the world, he lied, he killed, he write the Psalms, he write Kings, okay? And from writing Kings, it's when David was established that kingship belongs to Ethiopia. It's there in the Bible. Where's the kings? Kings is in the Bible. Who was the king? He was a descendant of Solomon. Solomon died, don't look upon me because I'm black, he said. But he was a descendant. So to put everything in a ball into what I'm saying, to hit home to the point, after David write the Kings and he write the Psalms and he asked for forgiveness and God let him know he was a man after his own heart and whatever. David was trying to do great works for God. You know of the work that David was doing. David was doing miraculous work. David was dancing before the Lord. David was building churches. David was doing this. David was doing that. But before all of them times, David met Sheba, she was on the rooftop bathing and he saw her and he liked her nakedness. Okay? And you know this story. I'm not trying to quote no story. I'm just trying to say what I'm saying so that I can cut down some bushes to get to what I'm actually trying to talk about. Okay? So, Bathsheba, let's see. Bathsheba was a kind of a person like this, okay? She would do things like come to David and she would let David know that ideas, she would tell him things. All of this story is not just based on David with his folly of he wanted to do this with her and these are the kind of things that he wanted to do. She wants to do some things with him too. She wants to do some things. You agree or you don't agree? I agree that she wants to do some things, man. She wants to do some things too. I believe that she wants to do some things. The kind of things that she wants to do, it's like she's telling him, well, oh, my man is out and he's at work and he can come over and he can put her man at the front of war. But the two of these had to in bed or do all of this embezzlement in bed. But anyway, that's not my business. The idea have came out that David is going to put this man at the forefront of his war because David is a general. David did put Bathsheba's man at the forefront of the war. Anyway, he went forefront of the war. He died in the war. Solomon tried. David tried to get this man, Bathsheba's man, to sleep with Bathsheba, to give him time out from the army, to say, hey, leave out the army today and take a break, have a vacation, have 3 weeks at home, chill with the family, hang out with the wife. And he said, no, it is not customary for us to do this in time of battle or in time of war, for us to just take a break like that. We don't do that, he said. And which it was understandable to the general, David as the general. That was understandable. So in the fact that that was understandable, David have decided to put this man to the forefront of the war, getting him killed. He killed and then David lived with Bathsheba. Here comes Solomon. Here comes Bathsheba being pregnant. Here comes the birth being given. Here comes a baby. They had various kids. They have other kids, huh? But this precious son was born. His name was Solomon. I think Solomon, it means to be wise. Shalom. So the wise one was born and his father was a king. So this guy grew up with kingship on top of kingship. He grew up knowing wealth, dignitary growing up know what is what, right? So if you know a dignitary, you can't give him a lighter like this and say, hey, this is a great gift. No, it isn't, because he know things of great wealth. So you're gonna have to give that man things. Okay, Solomon, you know, he does imperial work. He make badges, he make coats of arms, he create money, he create something called a veil that he can use. He create a time machine, he create magic carpet, he create gold. Enough people don't know this, they don't have the knowledge is out there. I sit down every time and I try to educate myself to all of these things, because it's Rastafari that I put first. His Imperial Majesty in the earth. Rasta. So, still studying God's word, still staying close to Ethiopia, still reasoning, still keeping that in that inner peace inside, that invocation to have the awakeness or the quickening of thinking, thought. I'm not gonna stray far from the point because we're on camera and we don't have so much time, so I must stay within. I must stay within the point. Okay. I'm not gonna lose the point. So here's the point now. Got my book here for reference sake to make sure, right? This is the point here. So what it's saying is that in the holistic of the whole what it's saying is in the holistic of the whole thing, right? Is that what it's saying in the whole lineage of this thing is that the knowledge is so much so that when David finished his throne, he asked Solomon, he told Solomon, if you was to ask for anything, don't ask for a lighter, don't ask for nothing that is ask for something that is your wisdom. Ask for something that when you get old you can still use. Ask for knowledge. You only need enough strength when you're young. When you're young, you used to be, you remember me taking up my weights and pumping my weights and going boxing and training. When you're young, you need agility. You need to be like that, right? But when you get older, to a different age, you need brain power. You need this. You need this. And you know he traveled with his Imperial Majesty, yeah? So his Imperial Majesty grant me that kind of faith. That coherent faith. So in the context of studying Jah's word, right? David, Solomon, the list goes on. This kid had to ask for something very special. He did get something very special that he did ask for. He asked for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It was given to him. He had knowledge, he had power. Queen Sheba was right there this side. After she came and visit him. But he was doing God's work because he needed to build a temple. And he went on to build this temple, a very beautiful temple. Now people was doing trade with him. Trade. Exchanging gold and diamonds and rubies, and we got stones as big like this. Like when I say stones, I mean like rubies and sapphires and let's think of some turquoise, and let's think of some name of some stones, some emeralds and some diamonds. All those things come to do trade in Solomon's country, in Jerusalem of itself, where the Wailing Wall is in Jerusalem of itself. Jesus Christ wasn't from Jerusalem. He was a visitor in Jerusalem, being captured, imprisoned in a Jerusalem. But he never is from Jerusalem. Nor is he from Nazareth or Nazareth. The man born in Bethlehem. Here, Bethlehem, Christ born in. Nazareth never record the birth of no Jesus. Nazareth no record the birth of Jesus. Bethlehem recorded the birth. Where is Bethlehem? Check the facts. Somebody run there quickly and tell me where's Bethlehem. Somebody that have the knowledge, run down in the book and tell me where's Bethlehem. I have my computer here with me and I could find out where everything is. And it's just as simple as that. And I'm not going to take the time out to find out where's Bethlehem. I know where Bethlehem is. Or where Bethlehem is, I should say. I know where Bethlehem is. They haven't moved from where it originally was. When the three wise men came to visit Christ, and they bring the gold and the frankincense and myrrh and they burn off all of these special ointments around the Christ child, the place where that happened is still on the earth today. And people with this skin color, with this here, is who live there. You know why they live there? Because there was the original ones living there from start. From start. You know, see, there was the original ones that was living there from start, and they're still living there now. Okay. So after we say all of these things, right? And them was the original people living in Bethlehem. And Christ of himself is the one that gone down in a Bethlehem and born in a Bethlehem. He born in a Bethlehem. So who am I to say? Who am I to say that these things never occur? That Yeshua and Jesus, that they said these things was documented. Man, these things ain't no lie. Whoever twisted the story, they did twist the story to benefit them, right? But the truth can't hide. And if I'm wrong, I'm not gonna let the truth hide. I carry the Imperial seal on the night when Moses tell the Israelites that the death is gonna come onto the firstborn because Pharaoh have made a law that for that, but that turned around and he invoked something that he decreed onto the Israelites, but it come back as a rebound and happened to him. And in the rebound of all of this happening to him, in the rebound of all of this happening to Pharaoh, you know what he did? You know what Pharaoh did in all of the rebound. This is what Pharaoh did in the rebound of what happened to him there. In the firstborn incident of when the firstborn is dying and then that evoked it and come back on him. What really happened there, when the death took place, Joshua with Moses, Aaron, and Moses' mom, Yashabel, David's mom, huh? So Yashabel, Aaron, and Joshua. Moses had a sister called Miriam or Marian or whatever. We're not talking too much about her. So in the segment of their toiling to get away from Pharaoh and they're having to Pharaoh revoke a curse on himself and also onto the Israelites because he asked for death of the firstborn. And then when death came down that night, you know that those people had to paint the doorpost with the blood, right? You know that, I know that. So they painted it with the blood. And the blood was over their doorpost, right? Good. So, being that the blood was over their doorpost, the angel passed over and no death occurred. Me and you already know no death didn't occur. So, being that no death didn't occur, this is what really happened to still. That night when when the Father came down and the death and all of that, you see the heavens of itself, the skies of itself, I think it turned, it's not thinking, but factually, these colors was very vivid and appear in the sky on that night. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green appeared in the sky on that night. And when the man look up there, they saw Jah himself and they see some sweet colors. And from that day, Joshua started to wear the colors. Joshua, Moses, wear them from that day. Like, red, gold, and green. The man never stopped wearing them. Joshua and them men never stopped wearing the things them from that day, right? And the man wear those colors from that time to this time. And I'm seeing Rasta man, ancient man in the modern time, right? So that's to do with the color. I'm not going to stray the point. I'm going back to the point. Jesse, David, Solomon. So Solomon gained his riches by asking for his wisdom and understanding and his inheritance of his dad. He being a king, and Solomon gained his knowledge from his father. So he learned a lot of things. He learned how to do, one of his biggest things that I like that he learned to do was how to embroider jewelry into work of art to do with diamonds and blending with gold and different metals with stones. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Give me a second. Yeah. So this is metal blend with stone, okay? And this kind of work that Solomon used to like to do, okay? Make sure we get it like good. That's Solomon's kind of work there that he likes to do. Things that look like that with the stones inside of it. Okay. Just make sure you show the crowd that, right? Okay. So Solomon liked to do work like that. And he embroidered all of these kind of artwork together, put all these stones and everything in place and fuse it. He loved to create badges like this badge with this lion, this banner here flying with this cross, Ethiopian Orthodox cross, and this crown, and you know, Imperial. He knows how to do this. A descendant of him that came into the earth, who sits in his throne, also know how to do embroiderment like this. And he also did some work for JFK Kennedy. He did work for Queen Elizabeth, and he showed them how these things, because it's holistic, it's lineage, huh? And he's showing them how these things is being done. And when he came to visit them, because these are different kings and different monarchy in the earth, and they does sit down and have a meal, and they sit down and they communicate, they talk, okay? And when they sit down and they talk all kind of things. And the king of Ethiopia was actually surprised to know that JFK Kennedy didn't know these things. Okay. Okay. So that was the making I showed you. That's his seal. This is the kind of embroidery kind of work, interwoven kind of work that Solomon used to do, and this is my favorite of all of his work that he used to do. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna put this down and I'm gonna try to enlighten the whole point about Solomon and the order that he carries in the earth. Okay. So there is a line of things that was ordained by David. Give me a second. there was a line of things that was ordained by David, Solomon's dad. In the making of stuff like these, he showed him a lot of things. He incited his knowledge to do with Judah, and his dad enlightened him as much as he can. And his knowledge, remember, his knowledge was surpassed everybody in that time of his timing, and there wasn't anyone as great as he was in kingship, if you see what I'm saying. There wasn't no one in kingship as great as he was. That's King Solomon of himself I'm speaking of. Okay? Alright. Alright. Let's make sure that we get this thing factual. There wasn't no one as great as him as a king in the earth at that time. So it said that after his time of reigning there, there's not, bear this in mind, there's not gonna be another king like him. After him, there's no other. So his knowledge surpassed all knowledge. Okay? Bear that in mind. Solomon's knowledge surpassed all knowledge, and his knowledge is above all knowledge that was before, and there will not be any other knowledge like that kind of knowledge. Remember, the temple that was built through Judah and is the temple as in Ethiopia of itself, the same Lalabella, the temple I speak of, it still exists. Okay, I'm going to go off camera for a while to bear in mind I want to explain some things, okay, because we're gaining knowledge, we're growing wiser, and we need to know certain things, okay? We can't just speak about things and we don't know what we're talking about. For example, this church in Lalabella, I speak of the church already, okay? I'm going to show you factually of everything that I'm here talking about. I want to speak of the seal of the Solomonic. I want to speak of his imperial seal that he have in the earth today, right? To mention, to do with the ice, gold and green, Jah seal, his badge in the earth, the green, the gold, and the red. I'm going to show you how in the skies, when all of these things was documented in the passing over, when David and Jesse, Yashubel, his mom, all of them was in this house at the same time, and the Almighty of himself passed over. They looked in the cloud, the ice, gold and green was there in the cloud. Joshua started to wear those clothes. I'll show you how all of that was possible. We're going to take a journey all the way over to Queen Sheba, and then I'll show you some things that's factual to do with kingships. Okay, so bear in mind we're still at Solomon of himself, and he doing certain work in making stuff like these, okay, and the seal and the colors of the red, gold, and green, right? Jah seal in the earth, his imperial seal. We're still speaking about this. I'm going to take a time out to go and explain about Lalabella, the church, and how this monarchy of where the Emperor Haile Selassie sit, how the natural history in our English term puts it in their encyclopedia that this is actually how it was. So this is no madman talking, this is factual stuff. So we take time out there from Solomon for a minute and we go to Lalabella again. Okay, there it is. There it is. There he is at the church of Lalabella, right? This church right now at the time is decaying. This is decaying right now, okay? This is about 10 stories down inside of the earth, and at the moment this is decaying right now. And I'm recommending they start the program by saying I think that they should be able to put a roof over this, because they have done it already just to save this building here, right? There's some architectural painting in this building that's very, 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 very important, right? So this is Lalabella, right? And I'm going on to explaining how the imperial seal, which it is Jah seal in the earth, this seal here, right? The banner must be flown high. The banner must be flown high in the sky. What did they say again? The banner must be flown high in the sky. Okay? So that's Lalabella there. That's the church that's decaying, and we need to do something to help this church. This is Orthodox, Ethiopian Orthodox in Lalabella. Okay? See, it says in the church of Lalabella. I wasn't the one who made it up. There it is. It's in the ground. The roof it's in the ground. There we got a priest, an Ethiopian Orthodox actual priest. I don't know if you guys can see from right there, and as much as I can, that's as much as I can do. He's actually carrying the cross with him. Okay, and those crosses like special symbols. Those crosses mean things that we have to look into and investigate and find out what this cross mean. Okay, this is back again in Ethiopia again, same place in Lalabella. There it is. That's how the map is set out. Anybody that is affiliated with maps and know about maps, from the time they see this map, they know the location, they know where this place is actually located, they know where the Red Sea is at, they know where Jordan is at, they know where Kenya is at, and they know where Addis Ababa, Ethiopia is at, and they know where this church is at. Right? So that's the church there. That's the roof of it. That's the roof that I need these people to get a hand in covering this roof, because this is like 10 stories down inside of this mountain. Okay, and this is the Ethiopian This is actually one of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church in north of Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, and I would like very much one day to see something is done to help out this church, because this church is coming from years and years and years and years and years of held in service and spiritual ceremony that means a lot in certain things to do with christening and birth and receiving in ones into this world, right? Because when you come into this world, you need people to be there for you, just like when you're going out, you need people to be there for you as well. Okay, the entry is just as significant as the exiting. Okay, all right, I'm gonna show you something further on. There we go on the Imperial seal again, the Imperial seal, and I'm in the Ethiopian Orthodox. We're still talking about the church at Lalabella. Okay, we're still at Lalabella, speaking on the church of Lalabella. Okay, and these is the Solomonic kind of stuff that Solomon produces, and this is his kind of art and his ordination in the earth. Okay, so these things is not my makeup story. This is not my own myth that I'm going along with. I'm in the encyclopedia, and there is some holy men at the church. That's at ground level at the church in Lalabella. Okay, there's a holy man. I'll bring it bigger so that you can actually see it. Okay, that's down on ground floor. That's on ground floor, rock. That's what we call rock bottom. Those are the guys that open up the morning. Okay, those guys open up the morning. Every morning that comes, those guys pray and open up the morning. All right, those are the people that open up the morning. I'm telling you, those people in Lalabella, those priests down there, those are the ones who's praying and keeping us here safe. Okay, don't doubt it. You have to believe in the power of the trinity, and the power of the trinity is there in Ethiopia. The power is there. Right? You can't forbid or not see that the power is there. The power is there back in Ethiopia. All of us need to refocus back to our origin, because all of us as mankind, that's our origin, and we know in today's society that that's where all of us stem from. So when I speak of Lalabella here, the church again, I'm not just speaking about a myth. Okay, and there's some other stuff that comes up to mind when I'm in Lalabella as well. This is in Addis Ababa. This is north of Addis Ababa, I should say, right? And north of this, Solomon leave his legacy, his lineage all down through these places, because the emperor not too far away sit down through the lineage of the Solomonic Dynasty. I'll show you how the seal of Solomon was looking, okay? This is the Solomon. This is the seal from the house of Solomon. This is what the seal from the house of Solomon actually looks like, okay? That's as best as I can do right now. I don't think it's gonna allow me to go any further. But this is from the house of Solomon here. You see the house of Solomon, okay? You have the lion here of the tribe of Judah, okay? This is the Solomon. This is Solomon's. This is not Haile Selassie. This is not Buddha. This is Solomon's dynasty. This is his coat of arms. This is his Imperial. There you see the lion of the tribe of Judah. I'll go close just to beam lion if I can. But he's right there. Okay? And there under it you see the house, the flag bearing Ethiopia. Okay? And there you see the angels with the scale. Angels being this color. You see the scale in their hand. And this one have the scale. No scale. This one is carrying a leaf, which meaning that this one is carrying a sword. And there is the two, one to the left and one to the right, on the throne, on the seat of itself, of Solomon's seat. And in the back of it there is the Christian cross, and over the Christian cross you got the Star of David, and over the Star of David you got the book and the crown, and over that crown you have another crown. So these people is kings of kings in the earth. These people is imperial. That's the Solomon. That's Solomon's seal. Okay, now I'm going to turn back the camera to me for a while. Okay, I'm going to turn back the camera to me for a second. So now that we get some education on, or should I say, now that we shed some light, okay, we're shedding light on things. These things I'm talking is not things that is like out of that I dream up or anything like that. These things is factual things. These things is already known. I'm only talking known visual things. As Rasta people, we should know these things. To divide and rule was their own plan, but we can't be no fool. We can't let nobody overcome. In this time, we have to go on and press on. Read literatures to know, folks. Read literatures to know. Because we all need to know. I'm only talking to you about things that I know. You should already know these things, and I'm awakening what you already know. Can we bear that in mind? Can we have a hip hip parade for that? Okay? Thank you. So that's in the house of Solomon. That's his seal, okay? In the house of Solomon, that's Solomon's seal over there that I just showed you. Rastafari of himself carries Solomon's seal up to today. We still carry the seal. Okay? You saw the lion. You saw the lion of the tribe of Judah. They have the lion of the tribe of Judah. I showed that already. Here it is again. I'm showing it again. Okay? I'm not going to stop promoting Rasta. I'm not going to stop promoting the colors. These colors need to be flown. Fly. We need to fly these colors. Okay? You got to know what the red is represent. You got to know what the red is for. You have to know what the red is for. You have to know what the yellow represent. You have to know the amount of gold that Ethiopia possess. You have to know the amount of diamonds that still sits on fake monarchy necks and heads up to today. That came from where the seal is. Original from Imperial. Okay? And not only this seal, the Star of David plays a very high significant role in everything. Rastafari, the Star of David, carries the seal to seal off everything that the Father is trying to do here in the earth. So all of us as Rastas, as believer in the Ethiopian Orthodox, need to carry the star. You understand? We need to embrace these things, put on things like these, put on the armor. You know what I'm saying? We need to represent. Jah is watching. Cyrus, the greatest star, is there, and he communicates with stars down here. So when Cyrus feels a star down here, he sends out his energy from up there. I talk about the vial energy, the veil energy already is still out there. Okay, and we can harness in this power, and we can bring this into. Remember, what I'm speaking about is Christianity, Ethiopia, Orthodox. Okay, Christianity is what I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about anything that is have no irrelevance to do with Moses or who they speak of, Joshua. I have things to do with very significant of them. The red, gold, and green played a very major role. A very major role in this whole thing. That's why I was glad when His Imperial Majesty, after Solomon, my favorite star over there, big star, you know, the biggest, there would never be another. Okay, after he ran his dynasty, Queen of Sheba came over and bring him all of this gold. And remember, the power is still here of that same trinity is still here. It is run in the earth right now after descendant of Solomon. Solomon and Queen Sheba link up through trade. After Solomon built the temple was so marvelous that there's many temples. Right now, I can even go and show you a temple if you want to see a Solomon temple. I can show you a temple, okay? But I want to show you first of all a man I'm going to talk about to come. But he is a descendant of King Solomon. I want to give you an introduction to this man, okay? His name is His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie Rastafari, the first of Ethiopia. Okay? I want to give you an introduction to this man. So I'm gonna enlarge on this if I can. There it is. Okay? And I'm gonna turn the camera again. And I'm gonna have to introduce this man to come after I go into the Solomonic Dynasty. That's the man right there. Okay? The Solomonic Dynasty, sorry. So that's the man right there, His Imperial Majesty. Right there. Okay? And the bearings of titles, all of the titles is there. Okay? It says that there it says Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie the first of Ethiopia, considered by Rasta to be Christ. Okay? There they have His Imperial Majesty here. This is a descendant of Haile Selassie, okay? So I made him big, there he is. Right? So remember, all of this thing is coming from literature, right? We have knowledge over there, and we got more knowledge again here, so we can't go wrong. I'm not leading nobody off of point or what we can do. We're sticking to the point all the time here as we can, right? So because this is our program, and this program belongs to Rasta, and to anybody who wants to have free knowledge and to gain wisdom and understanding at the same time, because we can't be blind. Okay, we can't be blind. I won't sit by and have none of us to be blind. I have the knowledge and I got the documents right here. So the camera is on some documents that I want to run for a minute, okay? So just bear with me, folks, while we go through these documents. Remember, this is His Imperial Majesty here, okay? That's His Imperial Majesty right there. See him there? Okay, descendant, right? So I'm looking for Solomon. I'm looking to see if I can find Solomon here, so we can see what Solomon actually would have looked like, or what he could have probably do. There's his dynasty right there. I can look for Solomonic Dynasty, or I can look for King Solomon. I want to bring up King Solomon first of all, okay? Bear with me. Here he comes. So I'm gonna bring up King Solomon, and the reason why is that I want to portray who David's son was, or should I say were. Okay, this is a picture that
the encyclopedia brought up and showed me of David here. Sorry, Solomon. They said that he was the wisest man, said he was a judge, and he used to do marvelous things in judging of some baby that occur, and he made some rightful judging, because what really happened with the empowerment of the things that Solomon knows is that he knows things already that is like he have that mind, that brain. Let's enlarge on this one here and see what is this. You see? Yes, that is supposed to be Solomon here with the Queen of Sheba. But you have to remember that there's a lot of different depiction, okay? The styles of this depiction, okay? This is Solomon's temple, or one of Solomon's temple that he built for the Lord, right? This is here. This is a recreation of his temple right there. Okay, this man was a king. Recreation of his temple. Alright, recreation of Solomon's temple. You can see that that's Solomon's praising God. Okay, that's his temple again right there, coming up right there. We have the knowledge. We have the knowledge to know these things. Okay, we have the knowledge. There's this temple. We can see the upper courts, we can see the inner courts, we can see what we want to see because we have the knowledge. Okay, so back on the point of talking about the Solomon Dynasty, where all of these things happen and where all of these things really occurred, to do with Queen Sheba. Okay, to do with the Queen of Sheba. Let's bring her up. That's one depiction, okay? That's one depiction, okay? I'm gonna go to the encyclopedia, okay, and see what the encyclopedia is telling me about the Queen of Sheba, okay? In just a minute, because we're gonna factual up everything here. Who is lost, and who want to come to the truth will come to the truth, right? I ain't fooling nobody. I have the truth right here. The knowledge to the whole thing is right here. Okay? So I'm going to go to the encyclopedia in a minute, people. And we're going to see if we can bring up the Queen of Sheba and see what happened to her, or who she's really depicted as. Photos on top of photos is going to surface, okay, right, people? But we don't know which one of them really is the Queen of Sheba. Can we bear that in mind? Can we bear that in mind? We don't know which one of them is the Queen of Sheba. There's so much of them, we don't know which one of them. But Solomon had run-ins with him, with her, sorry, with the Queen of Sheba. And there was a guy, he used to do trade from Ethiopia. He used to come to Jerusalem to do trade. He used to build things out of gold. Pretty ordination stuff he used to build out of gold. And put by the camera over on my side, that's a depiction of Solomon. Okay, everybody's pleased with that. I'm gonna find another set of depiction.
We're gonna have a closer look at her, because
Solomon,
we have heard of
Queen of Sheba.
King Solomon being in such a relationship, okay, with this woman, and his father gave him a church to build, to do with all of, putting all of this gold and all of these luxurious thing in this church. And he agreed that he's gonna do it, and he take on his father's wishes, which was so ambitious of him as a son. I think so. Okay, let's give Solomon some credit for that, taking on his father's work. Okay, and while taking on his father's work, he had intercourse with a lot of women. He had over I want to say like over he had like over I would like to say like maybe close to 600 to 700 wives, plus 300 concubines or other ladies on the side, okay, which tally up the whole thing to over 1,000, they said, right? But all of those women was ordinary women, very, very, very normal. But there was this one, this girl, this woman who stand out. Her name is mentioned in books up to today. You understand? I'm gonna bring her to life today so that all of us can see that who we're talking about.
The reason why we don't know who we're talking about is that we don't have the knowledge. Don't worry, people. Don't worry. I have the knowledge and I intend to share it with everybody so that all of us can know collaboratively who is the Queen of Sheba that came, and she was the onlyest woman out of 1,000 women to be mentioned, okay? Let's see how she got to be so significant and what it is that she bear, like what it is that she carried, or should I say, what did she bring to the table, okay? So, bear with me for a while. I'm going to turn the camera and we're going to focus in together on the Queen of Sheba. Reason why is that Solomon was great in embroidery and these kind of things, and we're still keeping the facts on our eyes on the colors of Ethiopia. The highest gold and green. Green is for the agriculture, okay, and the yellow represent the amount of riches, gold that Ethiopia of itself carry, and the red represent the amount of blood that was shed already, so that this whole story can be documented like this. Okay, so bear with me, folks. Queen of Sheba, Solomon's wife, the onlyest one who was mentioned out of all of them. Let's turn the camera, okay, Bob, and have a look and see for ourselves who was the Queen of Sheba. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Queen of Sheba. The Queen of Sheba here. Let's bring her up close. We need to see her, okay? So I'm gonna attempt to bring her up close. Attempt to bring up the Queen of Sheba very, 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 very close. Let's make her bigger. There she is. There we got a picture of her, but that's in black and white. Today we're in colored, so we want colored, okay? We see that better in our screen, okay? Okay? Who doesn't love that? That's the Queen of Sheba right there. That's her with the Kings of Kings pets. You understand? In the earth at that time. Because the king and king come back into the earth again. Okay? And look at these stones that is depicted on her throne, on her crown, sorry, I should say. Look at these stones that is depicted on her crown. Let's try to get a little bit closer, man. Let's try to get a little bit closer, okay? Okay? Look at those stones. Look at this mask that she carried. Look at all this jewelry. Look at all this gold. This came out of Ethiopia. This is what this represents. This is what this yellow is representing here, okay? And there she bears all of that gold right there. Right there. She came and visit the king. Okay? We're gonna move on to a different slide so we can get a grasp of who of the Queen of Sheba. So this is the Queen of Sheba, okay? Again. And that's her captured in a, let's bring her up a little closer again. Captured for the likings of other people who like this kind of archery. It remains the same. Everything is still the same, okay? The archery remains the same. We've got our big lions here as the tribe, as the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. There it is. There it is. Okay, we're gonna move on to other photos. We're looking at this woman who captivated this man's mind. Look at this lady. Look at this lady, man. Tell me what do you all have to say, man. Tell me what you all have to say. That is the Queen of Sheba. That is the one who Solomon decided to plant seed with. She stands out right now at this time amongst women. Amongst women. There you see her on Solomon's throne walking up to Solomon. Okay, before she goes up to Solomon, she have to cross up to I think it is 6 lions she have to go up to. He becomes the 7th one, okay? He becomes the 7th person after the 6 lions that you have to walk up. So when you go into his palace, into his court, Solomon's court, you still, when you get to be in his presence, you still have to make 7 great steps up between 7 lions, okay? 7 lions, okay? And this is in his court, and that's the Queen of Sheba making his visit to come over to this man in Jerusalem, okay? In Jerusalem, okay? Don't get it twisted. He was in Jerusalem. What did I say? Jerusalem. And that is a different picture depiction of the Queen of Sheba too as well. You know, people can look different, carry different for different given reason, and that's her there looking very, should I say, very persistent. Anything she want, looking like she have the power to seize it. Okay, and we're just moving on quickly out of depiction because it's the truth on things. There's the king and there's the queen. Okay, there's the king and there's the queen. There's the queen. Right? Queen of Sheba, the one that stole Solomon's heart, okay? This is the woman that stole Solomon's heart that we're looking at right now today. Depiction. How did she get to be so stunning? How did she stand out amongst all of these women? It's simple. It's very, very simple. She was a very, very beautiful woman. Her body was very, she had the power. She had powers, man. She had powers. You see, there she is, and there she carried that rod. And we talk about that veil energy, and we know what those rods can do. I'm not saying that she had that energy, but remember, in the end, she's the one that possesses the Ark of the Covenant, okay? Queen Sheba possessed the Ark of the Covenant in the ending because she begot a son from King Solomon. To make a long story short, okay? She begot a son from King Solomon. I'm gonna put back the camera on me for a second to explain something, okay? This is our two computers here we have here running. That's the Christ there, Yeshua. That's the Christ, our Lord and Savior. That's the Christ right there, Yeshua. You see him? Okay, he came into the earth. That's Christ, okay? Kings of Kings. That's our icon right there. That's the one who we look to for Ethiopia. That man, okay? So we have our two computers running because we're trying to look for the knowledge, and I want to take a moment to turn back the camera on me so that we can gain a more further knowledge on where Rasta is in this time, because remember we're talking about seals, okay? Seals in the earth. These things is Jah banner. These is his preference, okay? And I choose to work with what God chose to work with, because he chose to work with I don't want to say descendant, but he chose to work with offsprings of offsprings before me, okay? And he worked with those before me, so I accept the fact of who I am and what is going on. People, we're gonna try to sum up what we're trying to say here about the Queen of Sheba, okay? I'm gonna make a very small story, a very large story. I'm gonna try to make a very large story into a very short story, okay? Because this is a very big story, big story, and it's print already. So all the things I'm trying to say have been documented already. All right. So what I'm saying is the Queen of Sheba visited Solomon because a man used to come there, a gentleman, and he used to do trade with the Queen of Sheba. They used to do what I said, trade with the Queen of Sheba. And he went back to Ethiopia after doing trade with Solomon and let the Queen of Sheba know, because he used to do trade for the Queen of Sheba, I should say, okay? And he went back to Ethiopia and let the Queen of Sheba know that Solomon of himself, okay, is a very good man, he's very wealthy, and he does trade well, okay, and he's a very honest man, and he got good hands, okay, and he's very fair. So she went on to say that Solomon is such a man, and he have fear in such a way. So he's very fair, he balances the scale well. Back in those times, those are the words that they would have used, right? So in balancing the scale well, what happened is this gentleman allowed the Queen of Sheba to know that she can go there and do trade of her own if she so wanted to do trade. Okay, she wants to do trade, so she decided, well, she's going to go there. Okay, when she's going there, she's taking over 700 caravans to do with chariots, or if you want to call them camels or whatever. They're going through the desert, and they're going to be taken back. Her entourage or her group, that she is 700 cars long, if you want to check it that way. And she's bringing gold, she's bringing all of these different things for Solomon, okay? Because remember, he like these kind of things. He like these things. So he and her had a plot that she can sleep in his palace and he's not going to interfere with her when she arrived, right? Because when she arrived, she greeted him with what she bought to trade. And what she bought is heavy on the scale. I'm talking about heavy metric tons of gold. Metric tons of gold, silver, including all kind of different precious stones. I'm talking about tons and tons and tons of, including flour and also olive oil in metric tons of proportion on top of proportion. Solomon's heart was pleased. Comprehend. Solomon's heart was pleased. Solomon was pleased with these things, okay? So, being that Solomon was pleased with these things, he liked the Queen of Sheba, he liked how she talked, he liked how she stayed, he liked to see her. So he made a decree that he's going to live in such a way and she should, how do you put it? She don't mind sleeping in his place tonight, but she made a declaration that he must not interfere with her, or to they say he must be a gentleman all the way and must not pass his place with her, okay? And being the gentleman that he were, because he was the king and he know a deity, because of that, a queen coming from one location to be in another location for Rasta is dignitary, yeah? Me and you know it's dignitary. So, to make this story short now, the Queen of Sheba coming, living inside of this man's house and making this man make him this promise that he would not interfere with her. So, because she came also to test of his wisdom and his knowledge to see how smart he was. And the last thing to seal his smartness of all of the other things that she learned with to do with embroidery, with gold and platinum and silver and all of this kind of diamond work and all of these things and all of these imperial badges and all of these things. He made policeman uniform, he made fireman uniform, he designed that in his palace he don't know nobody. Everybody's walking around in hand. He said that, you know what? People should wear uniform. I should know who's the baker. I should know who's the postman. I should know who's the policeman. And he made all of those decorations. So when she saw all of that, that was like quite and other marvelous things to do with things that was like imperial or majestic or luxury, nicer things that like to talk about those things would be to like paint a picture. But those things was marvelous. Okay? So make a long story short, that night they sleep together. What happened? The Queen of Sheba, after she said that she's not he have to make a promise not to interfere with her, she had to make a promise to as well that she will not take up nothing from out of his house. Okay? Now, when I first heard that he said that to her, that she must not take up anything from out of her house, from out of his house, man, I thought that was really funny. I thought that that was very, 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 very funny. So she said to him too that she's not a thief. Why would you think that I will steal something from out of your place? Remember, that is the Queen of Sheba I'm speaking about. Okay? That is the Queen of Sheba that I'm speaking about. She said, why would you think that I'll take something up from out of your place? Okay? Why? That's she there. Why would you think that I would steal something from out of your place? She said. And he said he was just joking because he know that she is not a thief. But it was known for those Ethiopians to be thieves. Or some rumor was going around like that you have to watch her. Some stuff of that stuff was in the air, okay? So, but she took it to heart though. And then he showed her that he doesn't really mean it that way. So then she forget all about it and she said, well, okay, I'm going to show you that I'm a lady and I'm not going to take anything from your place. That night he created a very hot meal for her. And she eat this hot meal that was with pepper sauce and spicy food, you call it up here. Huh? But it's different cultures say different things. But what happened is that they tried to paint a picture that his food made her thirsty. And by she being thirsty, she get up and run and went and get water because water was right there. And he told her, no, 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 no. Remember, you make an oath. See where we go? You see where the knowledge is? You made an oath. That you will not take up anything in my house. And she said, my Lord, I'm thirsty. He said, remember. Okay, folks, remember that she came to get wisdom and to see how wise this man is. She saw the uniform, she saw everything, she saw the marvelous of things. And then he said to her, that she is gonna break her oath. And she know of herself, okay, the Queen of Sheba we were speaking about with Solomon, didn't want to say that she doesn't mind breaking her oath because she have to quench her thirst. So there and then is when he get to Solomon of himself, I'm speaking of, and he said that's when Solomon decided that he is gonna let her know that water is more valuable. What is the word? Valuable. More valuable than anything on the planet. It's the staff of it's the greatest element on the planet, and nothing can live without it. And there and then she saw the wisdom. She, meaning Queen of Sheba, saw the wisdom of Solomon there and then, okay? And that is when she confirmed that this man is a king, this man is very smart, and she is gonna give in to him, and they're gonna sleep together. They sleep together, and when he wake up in the morning, he said, he give her a ring, okay? He give her a ring. He give Queen Sheba a ring. Alright, don't forget that. I want to show you guys something at home there again in video land. He give Queen Sheba a ring. You have to do your research for yourself. I'm only telling you what is written. It is right there. All of you guys out there wise enough to know this. Alright? But it's Rasta, so I'm going to declare the truth. Here we go. Here we go. He give Queen Sheba, I need to zoom in. He give Queen Sheba a ring. Okay, here we go. No time to play. This is it here, folks. He give Queen Sheba a ring. Alright? That's King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba right there. That's our depiction. That's what we're gonna follow. That's what we're gonna work with. This is Rasta people. People, work with me, people. Work with me, people. Work with me. Here we go. This is Rasta again. Right? This is the computer. It's doing its own thing. Or maybe my hand is pressing it. But I don't want to drift away from the point. Okay, people? This is the photo that I'm trying to bring up. Maybe I've brought it up already and I'm still trying to bring it up again. Okay? Yes. You see the gold on his hand, on her hand. You see the how it's gold on green on her neck. And you see the depiction again of the gold on his neck and the wealth. Okay? That's the Queen of Sheba we're speaking of, and Solomon. That's them right there together, okay? Let's get a full scan of that again. Okay? That's the Queen of Sheba and Solomon again. Right there in person. Right there. Right there. Okay? Good. So, he gave her a ring, and the ring had on the seal on it, which the ring carries the Imperial seal, okay? The Imperial seal is on this ring. This seal is on this ring. This seal here, people, can you guys see that? This seal is on the ring. This seal, let me come closer, man. This seal here, it's on the ring. And this ring was worn by Menelik. No, this ring was worn by this ring was given to the Queen of Sheba, but by Solomon, okay? And Solomon's business was that the Queen of Sheba, if have a boy, she should name him, and she should once bring him back to see him again. Because she leave from him in Jerusalem at one point in time after all of these things happened. Okay? The queen went back home. The Queen of Sheba went back home, and the Queen of Sheba, was the Queen of Sheba named Malkaida? Malkaida. I'm not sure if that was her real name, but I'm most likely sure that that was her real name, Malkaida, or Makeda, or Malkaida. That was her name, okay, her real name, because she was just the Queen of Sheba. Sheba being a place, okay, a place, the Queen of Sheba, okay. But she had a real name. I think it was Malkaida or Makeda. That was her name. And so the king said to her, Solomon said to her, if you have a boy, you must bring him back to see me, okay? No, she did have a boy, and the boy wore the ring. The boy wore the ring with this sign on it, because his father give his mom that ring, and that ring is a Solomonic powers. Line is in that ring to do with the lion of the tribe of Judah. And Menelik must wear this ring and come back and see his dad. That she promised that, yes, I will send back Menelik to be with you. Okay? Menelik came back to be with Solomon when he was around a certain age. And Menelik didn't like it with Solomon over on that side, or even if he didn't like it, he wasn't having any plans to stay with Solomon, okay? And Solomon made a decree somehow out of that. Okay, Menelik is going back home, and some other boys in his areas should accompany Menelik, okay? The book goes on to say that Menelik get the Ark of the Covenant. I don't know if stealing it, I don't know if his dad give him, but Menelik had the Ark of the Covenant in his possession while leaving from Jerusalem, okay, from King Solomon, okay, where this same Ark of the Covenant came down to the same descendant of Moses, because Moses had the Ark of the Covenant with him. My belief is that he took it from Pharaoh when he was leaving Egypt. Where does the Ark of the Covenant comes from, people? That's my belief. He took it from Egypt when he was leading out the Israelites out of the promised land. That's my belief, okay? So folks, bear with me. This is revelation on doing in a modern time. You have to understand revelation in a modern time, people. Okay? So, we up in this part of where this, I'm thinking that he stole or it was given to him, but however he have it, it was in his person when he was leaving from around his dad in Jerusalem. So he leave from Jerusalem, heading back home to the Queen of Sheba in Ethiopia, with the Ark of the Covenant with him, and also accompanied by some other children as well, because he think, because his son is going back home, he think it's a good idea. You know what, some of you guys in the neighborhood need to make a journey with my son and go over there with my son. If my son can do that, some of you all over here on this side can team up and go and do that, because it's this dynasty over here and that dynasty over here. So you know, you got foreign student exchange is taking place. But anyway, Menelik succeed the throne, huh? And he sits on the throne because his mom was the queen. Menelik went on the throne, and he had some kids, and his kids have offsprings. and there's lineage through the deity, the rulership in Ethiopia, that this throne have belongs to Solomon, have been now given in power to Menelik, to the same Queen of Sheba, and that power of itself is power to the trinity right there. Okay, make a note of that. That is power to the trinity, that is granting the trinity power, because from Menelik is going to stem right to Haile Selassie. Okay, Haile Selassie, his Imperial Majesty, earth rightful ruler, because the stem is coming from Menelik, stem come from Solomon, come from Queen Sheba, stay in Ethiopia, always stay right there in Ethiopia, still is there in Ethiopia. Remember the Orthodox, go and check the facts with the Orthodox, follow up, ask questions, and find out what the Orthodox is really saying about this. Don't only hear to what I'm saying, and please try to find your own knowledge in everything here that I'm trying to reveal, because the truth is there for everyone to see, and that's how we gain growth of higher understanding, that we're not just only dealing with muscles or strength, but we're dealing with mind power, brain power, star power. The Star of David, we're talking about star power. That is the imperial power. The United States of America flag carries star power. They carry 52 stars. That means something. They have a lot of star power, okay? The United States have a lot of star power. Don't get it twisted. But Rasta create a flag for himself. And Rasta have the high school and green. And Rasta also have 52 stars too as well. I'm gonna bring proof before this session is over that we have our 52 star stripe. Yeah. So I was looking at other things to look at Solomon on himself to do with this seal again. The seal never changed. So I was bringing in the emperor to show you the work of what the emperor have done. Who is the emperor? After Solomon, Queen Sheba of their self have begotten this son, that he gave her the ring, and he told her if he was to born, and it is born as a man, a male child, I want you to bring me him when he's born. It was very significant that if he is, to make him come to see it. And Menelik went over and to see the Queen of Sheba, okay? Well, after the throne and after all of that, we come down to, like I said again, His Imperial Majesty, Haile Selassie, okay? He also was, the same power that was given to the Trinity was also given unto him. You understand? He was the one who educated these heads of government people and let them know that these things that they should already known. And it was shocking to him that they didn't know these things, man. I'm going to bring up the emperor again and show you who was the emperor. What did the emperor do? What does the emperor mean? And how he did become the one who gained earth rightful ruler title here in the earth. This is the man here, Haile Selassie, earth rightful ruler, okay? That is earth rightful ruler right there, okay? That's the man right there. That's the depiction right there. So if there's anything you can do, I can try to give you a slideshow. That's a slideshow of His Imperial Majesty. That's him there, the line of tribe of Judah. That's him as the monarchy carrying the crown on his head right there. Okay? Let's get it together. Carry the crown on his head right there. And that's power to the Trinity right there. Okay? That's the King of Kings that walk in the earth, His Imperial Majesty. Alright? And he is a descendant of the same Menelik. Alright? That is the king there. That is the kingship. Solomon carries this on his head. Solomon carried this on his head. This is on Solomon's banner. I show you the banner already early on. There's the red, there's the gold, there's the green. Okay? the king and queens of today is mocking this. This is why I call it the monarchy. They're putting this slash around here or over the neck, like if there's Miss World or something. And they have stars. Remember the stars carry power. They have stars embadged on them. And this gold is Ethiopian gold brought in by the queen of Sheba. Okay? Don't get it twisted, okay? Keep understanding firm, alright? Keep understanding firm. This is the knowledge. These is things that people need to know. This is lost literature that Vatican don't want you to know. Adis is the one. Yeshua is the Christ. Okay, people? Him is the Imperial one. Alright? And we all need to know these things. Okay? I ain't trying to give deity to nobody. Alright? I think this is a photograph of, if I'm right, I'll try to bring clarity to it. But that is a second descendant of the same Menelik of himself. Okay, there he carries his star on his chest, and I think his name also came back and was also used as Menelik II. Okay, let me verify if that was no, that was no, that wasn't Menelik. I'll bring up Menelik. All of this is his Imperial Majesty. That was Haile Selassie. Okay, let's go back there to confirm. That was Haile Selassie in a younger stage. That was the Emperor of himself, okay? In a younger stage. There's all the stars. That's what make you a star, because you wear the star. If a police have the power, he have the star on his badge. He have the star on his hat. That's how the star carries imperialness. That's why I wear badges on my shirt, because these things is imperial things. These things stands out as imperial, the Lion of the tribe of Judah. So in the earth of today, we can't fear or move like we don't want to wear these things. Okay, people? We can't move like we don't want to wear these things. You have to wear these things. These things give power to the Trinity. The Trinity is here in the earth. People need to know that. So, in diverting and talking about all of these things that people should already know, it's getting a little bit too hot in here. I need to put on something a bit more, release my, from outside, right? So, to finish off a long story, this is Menelik. I'm going to try to bring up Menelik and let everybody have a view of Menelik, just so that we know what we're talking about here. Okay, we've seen the Emperor. Everybody have seen the Emperor. I've seen the Emperor, and everybody knowing the Emperor. Okay, that's Haile Selassie, and this is him in color. And I want to bring up this for a significant reason. Lastly, okay, and that's him right there again. I don't know how good you can see that, but that's the power to the Trinity. And there's his hands. And his hands is making a special sign, special signal. That signal is inside of the Star of David. That special signal right down in the Emperor's hand right here by my finger, right there. In there carries a special sign, and there's power in there. That's to the Trinity, okay? And that's Haile Selassie himself. So let's take a couple steps away from Haile Selassie. If anybody wants to see David, David is here. We have depictions of David. I have depictions of Sheba, and I have depictions of Menelik. I know you guys are interested in seeing Menelik. I can take you and show you where Menelik I, where he lived in Ethiopia. I have the knowledge. I have text right here. I have the pad. I have the iPod. I know these things. I have the knowledge. Okay. The knowledge is free right now on the internet. You can go, you can go and look up these things on your own. So here it is. I turn my page, okay, to Mr. Menelik. Let's find him and bring him here. Let's bring Mr. Menelik up. He's coming up, folks. There's many depictions of Menelik. This is Menelik II. This is not Menelik that had a child with that Solomon had a child with Sheba, and Sheba then begot Menelik. This is not that kid, okay? This is different. This Menelik here that I'm gonna I'm gonna let everybody see in a minute. I'm gonna zoom in and let everybody see, because people need the truth, and I'm bringing the truth out there for everybody to know. Okay, so this is Menelik II. This is Menelik that sits in kings and queen Sheba seat up to this present time. Okay, and this is Emperor Menelik II of Ethiopia. Here we go. So I'm gonna zoom in on the emperor. Hopefully we can see the emperor properly. Okay, give me a second. I know what's going on. Alright. That is supposed to be Menelik. That's the best I can do, folks. That's the best I can do. That is supposed to be Mr. Menelik. Right there in his kingly character. And that's Menelik again. Right there. In his kingly character with the cross around his neck. Right there. Right there. Okay, more Menelik. Right, this is Menelik II. Okay, remember King Selassie is gonna sit where this man sit too as well. This man carry royal bloodline. Okay, and that's him in his all imperial suit of suit, like the real Dawn King of Kings. You know, this is the real monarchy. These people are not mocking nobody. This monarchy belongs to them. Okay? This monarchy belongs to this Menelik, okay? Don't forget that Haile Selassie is going to sit here and wear this throne that Menelik of himself carries, okay? And this is Menelik's seal. Okay, there's the lion of the tribe of Judah on Menelik's seal. Okay, there is Emperor Menelik being horsed around on horsery, and his horsemen, because he's imperial, he have people holding banners over his head, umbrellas I should say, to shelter sun from the sun from his head. Okay. And you see the lion of the tribe of Judah. I showed you up there already clearly. There's the lion of the tribe of Judah in Menelik's chart. Okay. He's on a horse, okay? And that's Menelik there again, sitting down. So I think we have a good depiction of who is Menelik, okay? And the king. Okay, I think I want to bring up this last photo of Menelik again. There we get him again. Emperor, okay? Emperor Menelik. Emperor. So when you see the Queen Elizabeth is wearing this crown or a crown, something like this, this is where it comes from. This is where the monarchy stems. This is where it comes from. Menelik. This is where it comes. This is where they mock this whole thing of putting a crown on your head. Pharaoh never used to wear no crown on his head. There's no crown. There's no crown before this. Okay? England doing this, the mocking this. Anybody that doing this, the mocking this. The monarchy belongs to Menelik, okay? So we're gonna get away from Menelik because we get an understanding of who Menelik were. We understand keenly of who he were in his deity. Okay, folks? In his deity, we understand keenly that Menelik of himself was an emperor of Ethiopia. Right, and he sits in the throne where Haile Selassie of himself, the man that give power, that have power of the trinity. Okay, people, he of himself. Don't forget, I want everybody to bear this in mind. We need to know this. We need to consciously study these things. We need to consciously accept Menelik as the descendant of Menelik of himself. Okay. We need to accept the descendant, that this is the descendant of the son of Menelik with Queen Sheba. People, don't get lost in what we're saying, because we're hitting home on the point. We're about halfway to finish now. We're about halfway to finish now, folks. Okay, so Menelik was the first Solomonic emperor, the first Solomonic emperor of Ethiopia. He is traditionally believed to be the son of King Solomon. He ruled, Menelik ruled, okay, I'm reading from the script whereby you can also go and read and empower yourself. I want everybody to please empower yourself. Rasta, empower yourself. Everybody, empower. What am I saying? Empowerment, knowledge is power. I'm reading it here from on the computer, okay? This is the encyclopedia, okay? The knowledge is there to be known, people. In today's society, folks, we can't be foolish. We can't be stupid. It's time for all of us to get the knowledge, the hidden facts, people. So, back to Menelik. Menelik ruled in 950 BC. Before Christ. Menelik the first, not the second of the one that I showed you the pictures to. That is not the one. He was the first, the one that have given birth by Queen of Sheba, son of Solomon, the one that was to wear the ring. Okay? The one that was to wear the ring. And he sits on the throne in before Christ even came in the earth. Because it says BC. Before Christ came here, he was there sitting on the throne. Right? And we still have men today. No, not today. But we, even up to today. But we still have, we have men that is in our lifetime that sits on that same throne. You understand? That sit down on the throne and give power to the trinity. So all of these things ain't no myth, people. All of these things ain't no myth. Learn about Menelik, people. Study the Ark of the Covenant. Where did the Ark of the Covenant came from? What was the Ark of the Covenant? People, try to find out what did the Ark of the Covenant look like. Try to find out what the Ark of the Covenant looked like. The Ark of the Covenant is a very powerful thing. It's here on the, it's here in the earth to catch what we call vial or veil energy. And that energy comes out of the core of the earth. And that energy needs something to fuse it, to send it to the star, whereby the same star that we should wear as the star is David. It sends it to the star out there. The star is called Sirius. Sirius. Check up that and see what that means. That's one of the most powerfulest star in the universe. Okay. Oh, I have the Ark of the Covenant here, and I just want to try to show people what is the Ark of the Covenant for a second. Oh, bear with me, folks. This is a depiction or a picture, I should say. This is a picture of what they try to say the Ark of the Covenant were or was. And this is what Menelik brought back from Ethiopia. There's your winged creatures. There's two creatures here, and they carry wings that spans from that kind of way. But Menelik brought this back to the Queen of Sheba, and this is in Ethiopia. This is a lot of gold, made of gold. Gold is the best conductor of any kind of energy that's out there electrically, and that's why they use it with the same vial of veil energy. Solomon know how to use it, because that is what the Ark of the Covenant does. Because on the other side of this Ark of the Covenant, the energy that is collected is evil. This is needed in the earth. We can't let man get their hands on this. The day that man get their hands on this, the world will be a sad place to be in. Because remember, 3/4 of them came out of heaven as demons, and they came down into the core of the earth, and they're still down in the core hiding. So they gives off a kind of energy. We have something up here to stabilize their energy, and it's called the Ark of the Covenant. Boom, folks, there it is. The Ark of the Covenant. Stabilize veil or vile energy here on the earth. That's what it does, folks. Educate yourself. Knowledge is power. Okay? Don't forget that, people. People, don't forget that. Knowledge is power. That's what I'm going to say to the people again. Right? Knowledge is power. I showed you, I take you and I showed you to the Ark of the Covenant, right? Lastly, before I come to make my summary to my ending, I want to take you and show you some badges because we're still dealing with seals. I want to show you some badges, some coat of arms. Barbados have its coat of arms. All of these countries have their own coat of arms. Canada have its own coat of arms. This coat of arms belongs to Ethiopia, okay? This color, Ethiopia. This coat of arms was built by King Solomon. Passed on down to Menelik. Straight down to King Selassie, the first, who was ordained as the first. He went to the United Nations to speak on behalf of the Ethiopians, and it was declined by 53 nations. Said, no, we're not going to help you. It was declined by 52 nations that they're not going to help. But the people who was against this man wanted veil or vile energy. And they came from the place where veil or vile energy is harnessed and used. And they know if they can go to Ethiopia, they can get tons of gold. And they can also get their hands on the Ark of the Covenant. So then they can let go of that energy that they need to let go, right? And there are certain lost books on veil energy. You can check it out if you want to, so to speak, like broaden your knowledge, right? But I read up on things like that, and I don't want to have too much to do with energies like that. I heard other things to do with satanic, there's Satan that. Man, it's a free energy that is out there, and it's just as good as just as bad, okay? And I got to keep my eye on Rasta. I can't be studying other energies. I got to study just this, because this was say before me. This is older than me. That same energy is older than me too, but this is older than me. So that's what's going on, right? That is what is happening. That is exactly what is going on in the earth, people. All of us need to get wise. I want all of us to get wise. So to conclude the whole thing, conclude this now, I want to show you some riches, some kingship stuff that belongs to king. I want to show you guys some crowns. Some crowns that you wear in your head, some crowns. The one that the queen have on the money. I wanna go and depict crowns to people, let people see what we bring up. Okay, so I'm still in the computer, man. Everything is done on the computer, is here to educate us, and I'm in a world called Wikipedia. Just the encyclopedia, huh? Rasta should know. Rasta should go and check it, because Rasta, the knowledge is free now, Rasta. Knock on the door, Rasta. Rasta, the knowledge the knowledge is free, and you have to feel very liberated that the knowledge is free and it's here for us to work with. Deity, you understand? Power to the trinity. I'm gonna bring up power, man. I'm showing you. I'm gonna show you what we have in our archives. Okay, let me see what we have in our archives. I'm gonna enlarge on some photos and see what we have. Right? First of all, I'm gonna bring up 3 photos first. Okay, 3 photos. Here we go. Enlarge on the first one. That's black and white, so it doesn't really see well, right? This one especially is the one that I want to bring up. That's King Solomon right there. Okay, power to the trinity. That's him right there, and that's him right there. Whichever one you want to be, whichever one you want to accept him as, you accept him as. You understand? That's him there. That's King Solomon, right? That's King Solomon, and that's also King Solomon. Whoever you want to accept him as, that's him right there. That's him right there. That's the crown on his head right there. Right there. Okay? Right there. You see King Solomon right there. Okay, people? Okay? We see him right there. We know that he sits on the throne. Okay? So, I want to look at some crowns. I want to look at some crowns quickly, because we don't have any time, and we get into today's time that we know that the power was given unto the Trinity, and Haile Selassie sits in the throne after Menelik, after we started back in Jesse's time. We started back in time of Jesse, in time of people like After we leave Jesse, we get into David, because Jesse was David's father, and straight from David we jumped into Moses a little bit, and then we speak about Solomon, which was Moses's cousin. You heard me speak of all of that tonight, okay? And we speak of the Queen of Sheba came over, and she linked up with Solomon, extruding, doing trade, and seeing his magnificent intelligence. She liking him bearing a child, this child being special, coming back to seeing his dad taking something that have veil or vile energy, right? The Ark of the Covenant, he's taking it and bringing it over back to Ethiopia, where it lies, where it resides, where it be, where it stay, where it is. Okay? Shalom. Accept it. Good. So, it stays there. So, the father have power, and the power was given to the son, and Menelik carries that power. Menelik run on the throne of Ethiopia, and from whatever time to whatever time, and descendants and offsprings after him came right down till we arrive right back again to Menelik II, which I've shown you. This is 3,000 years of kingship. The last man to sit there was His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie as Kings of Kings and Lords of Lords. Rasta have the official seal in the earth, and is this. We have to wear it. We have to wear the Lion of the tribe of Judah. And we have to stamp on the Star of David. Remember, the star carries the official seal. But I'm trying to look for some crowns here, people. I'm going to get you guys some crowns. So let's bring up crowns. I see what it says. Let's see what it says. Let's bring up crowns and see what it says. So Solomon, we don't have a lot of time, folks. We don't have a lot of time at all. So I'm gonna have to make it very fast to get to the point, right? I'm bringing up crowns, okay? Here we go. We're searching. Time is running out on us, but I hope that we was able to grasp on understanding. There's other royalties out there that I could have shown, but I haven't get a chance to show them. I didn't get a chance to show in the same church in Lalabella that I want protected. I didn't get to show the depiction of the Christ in there, and the Star of David painted inside of the church. The same Michelangelo depiction in the church in Rome for the Pope. It is in Ethiopia that he steal that idea. I didn't get a chance to show the folks, but I'm trying my best to bring up some kings here, some crowns. Sorry, people, some crowns. The crown that the kings wear on their head. I'm running out of time, but God gonna bear with me. I'll be able to show you a couple crowns before I leave here, so that you see. You'll see and you'll bear record to know that where all of this stem from, who carries the kingship, the monarchy, who carry the crown, where did the crown came from? The crown isn't the crown of England, the crown is from Ethiopia. Okay, so let's see if I'm spontaneous enough to find a crown. So there is our crown, okay? There is our crown, CROWN. That's the monarchy right there, okay? Do you see it sits right there? And I'm gonna go into showing you some more crown that actually belongs to Ethiopia of itself. This is Solomon's temple that Solomon designed. Most of the time, to me, this is looking most of the times like Solomon actually, the crown on these people's head sometimes actually looks like this to me. This symbolizes this. Okay, remember? That's the temple that Solomon built based on the knowledge that he gains from his father David. He did build. I said that I'm not gonna let this program ended without taking you to the church in Lalabella. That church still needs a roof, okay? And depict the pictures of the birth of Christ on the walls, on the ceiling of the church, and also the Star of David. If you check that on your own, you'll see depiction like this, like these, painted on the walls, the ceiling in that church in Lalabella in Ethiopia. That original idea that you've seen in other places, people painting on the church ceiling inside, that was documented here as well as in Rome, but it's more older because the Orthodox religion is older. So this depiction, it's a more older depiction, okay? So I said I would have brought that to light before our program is ended, and there it is. Another thing I said I would have liked to bring to light was our Ethiopian flag. There we are, still looking at the crowns, okay? Our Ethiopian flag, Yeshua again, and our beloved son, right? Another thing I would like to bring to focus, as I'm saying, is the flag with the United States flag that I would like to bring to light. And let's see that we also, Rasta also created that star for ourselves, okay? In having 52 stars, in Rasta having 52 stars on his side, okay, to do with his imperial works, okay, to do with his imperial works, okay. So I'm gonna make a promise in this documentary to bring up that flag, and let's see that flag, okay? Let's see that flag. So I'm gonna bring up that flag right now, and so that all of us can see the power to the trinity. That's the best photo that I have there with it, and that's the best I can give. That's the Rasta flag. That's the highest golden green. That's the green representing agriculture as vegetarian. The color of the vegetation there. Check out places like Congo, for instance, and other African nations. It's all luscious and green, and most of it can also carry other different colors, okay? And this is the stars of David. United States flag carried this, and they carry 52 stars. That's a lot of power right there. 52 stars right there. So, and they also carry the eagle, which is Pharaoh carries the eagle wings. Pharaoh carries the eagle's wings. United States carry both the eagle, wing and head and everything, the whole eagle, and also 52 stars. Now, if somebody do something like this, there cannot be nobody on the earth as powerful as you are, because you be taking 52 stars with you. Okay, people? This is where the knowledge stems. This is the stem of the knowledge. 52 stars right here. That's how Americans get to be all powerful people. All powerful. So these badges, these armors, these coats of arms, these coats of arms, we have to remember to bear in mind, to bear in our mind that we are going to wear these badges. Okay? So to wrap up this story at this time, I must go again and conclude Surah 2 as well, and we get other depiction to see where we left off at and what it is that we're actually talking about. Facts, that is historical stuff, biblical, and every man shall know, because every man needs to know these things, okay? This is his work in the earth. at this time in 2013, all man need to rise up and gain consciousness. Know that this is Queen Omega. This is Queen Omega here. And this is King, the Emperor. All people need to gain consciousness and know of this. Gain of the enlightenment. Keep the knowledge nearer. Remember Menelik. Remember Solomon. Remember King Selassie, the lion conqueror. Remember he did have that power. Remember the veil energy or the vile energy is still in the earth. Remember people still looking to have it and to harness it, okay? I don't know who has it. I don't know if the Nazis have it. I don't know who has it. I don't wanna spread any conspiracy, people. But bear these things in mind. The red, gold, and green stoplight, people, bear in mind who made the red, gold, and green stoplight. You stop at red, you go at green, yellow, watch yourself, okay? Each one that have this bloodline, there's other relatives in the earth right now that still carries this bloodline, okay? And just like the Bible said, he come to be the conquering lion, as the conquering lion, and he had the tribe of Judah. And that was him. He came into the earth. I'm saying that he have other descendant. This is a descendant of him here. This is his son. He's a prince. Okay? And this is Rita Marley right here. Bob Marley's wife at the time. Right? And this is them. This is in Jamaica. He goes there and pay tribute to the Rasta community there, which is very honorable of the prince to take time out from such a busy schedule to just come and hang with ordinary folks. I think that's honorable. Praises to the trinity. And here it is again that we see the crown again, the crown again of this is the crown of the trinity. Okay, remember what trinity means, ladies and gentlemen. Please check up, go to the encyclopedia and see what trinity means. This crown always reminds me of the temple that Solomon built, which that he would have completed, or he would work on it while he was alive. And he did work on it while he was alive. And Solomon completed that temple. And this crown, because the blueprint is still there. You can see the blueprint today, because remember, this knowledge, they can't hide it anymore. The computer is free, and I'm showing you free knowledge, okay? I'm just basing on what I've learned so far. So this is the same crown here that I'm trying to tell you or say. It looks like the temple. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm closing off this study, but I want us to all bear in mind, right, where the stem of everything is coming from, where we are and who we are, right? Superstars. Remember who carried the star? David. Remember who is the king in the Bible. Remember who wrote the kings, okay? Remember, it's this bloodline here, ladies and gentlemen. Bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, it's these people here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Empress Menelik again. This is the Empress here as the queen. As the queen. Never before have they seen the king before the Empress. The king and the empress always trod. This is royalty, this is divinity, this is power. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the crown. This crown always, again, I must reinstate, reminds me of the great King Solomon's crown. I'm going to move on because I don't know how much can I insist on saying that. And here it bears this ear figure here too as well. So what the emperor here is always protected, is also protected. What he hears in his ear is also protected, because the crown carry ear gear. Power to the trinity. The lion is on top of the crown. Okay, and this is dignitary here. This is monarchy here. This is what I'm talking about. And this is the bloodline. This is how we still stay in the earth today. This is why we represent the ice, gold, and green. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna move on to a different photo. This is His Imperial Majesty here, Haile Selassie, in conference to do with wars to come down on Ethiopia. Okay? And he is reading in conference and he's speaking to all of the nations of the world. He wanted the nations of the world to help him. Those people in Ethiopia, the blood washed up on shores, like beyond your imagination. Nobody cares. 52 nations didn't care. Let's reinstate it again, Rasta. No mistake. No mistake. It's written. Check the encyclopedia, cause we all bright now. We know now. We have the what? The knowledge. Go into the encyclopedia and see that. Please, ladies and gentlemen, don't hold back yourself from knowing these things and make me have to stress myself and to stress the point, which in the point is so clear and so truth. Okay, so 52 nations refuse from aiding out in the whole organization to do with the war. The king had to send for ordinary citizen who want to be humanitarian and help in the war, and nobody turned up. You know, a set of people did turn up. You know who was the set of people that turned up? It was Rastas that turned up. Power to the Trinity. So this is him reading to United Nations and letting him know how much blood is being spilt, how much bodies is being run over, and how much garnish of blood like river, like everywhere you drive, everywhere you look is blood, man. I can't explain, but you know the art of war, right? How much poison they use to poison water, and I'm not gonna go there, but this is the book, this is the conference, okay, ladies and gentlemen. These is the badges that His Imperial Majesty carry, about this amount of badge over here, right? The star is there, the star is here again. His Imperial Majesty got the red here. As for the blood, the same blood. I'm talking about the same blood that Joshua and Moses and Aaron. Huh? The same blood, man. The same blood. Okay? But I'm gonna move on. So that's His Imperial Majesty looking into the book, and in this time on this photo, to me the book looks so shiny that it looked like it was Imperial. It was blinding him. If you can see a light is actually here beaming down. A light is from here beaming, because I can see it appears like shine like a diamond. I'm gonna put this at the tip of my tip of my needle, man. Bear that in mind, that's shiny. Okay, that's the Emperor's hat. I'm seeing something really shiny right here too as well. Bear that in mind. I'm seeing some shiny things here. One here, two here, three there, and four there, and five there, and I'm seeing like the world map over here. But it's just what I'm reading is. Okay, we gotta move on from these things, ladies and gentlemen, because these things is high things, okay? And I need to shed the truth and share the truth, because we have the knowledge now. We know these things. There's the lion conqueror coming down with lion number 3. These lions have numbers and names for different reasons. There was a movie called Ghost and the Darkness, and that movie was about 2 pride lions in Africa that it devastated anybody that wanted to remove gold or wanted to condole any construction of mashing up land to do with moving trees and erupting soil, like mashing up nature. These lions run down anybody, just devour them. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to look at who conquered, who whispered in these lion ears. Solomon talked to lions. You don't want lions to come for you, ladies and gentlemen. You understand? You understand? Imagine something can happen to you so dread that when some people look at you, they know, say that a lion is what bites you. When a lion bites a person, it's like gunshot. Take the body, leave the body like holy. You know what I'm saying? Not to say like the Bible, but it leaves the body holy, ladies and gentlemen. That's a lion. Okay? So the emperor had the power that he could have talked to lion. That's how we get to be the lion conqueror. That's the lion there. That's one of them. That's lion 3. And that's the man of power there. And this is the power to the trinity in his hand right there. And that's the seal with the Star of David. And that beams from here right up to the star in heaven, up to Cyrus, and that brings him back power to the trinity. So I'm gonna move on. This photo is a photo. I don't know how much you can see this, but this is something that I love too as well. Okay, this coming like Yeshua, the Savior, when he returned back to earth. Okay, this is when he returns back to earth, as earth belongs to him, so he'll come again. So when he come back riding in on the horse, this is the head of the horse here, ladies and gentlemen. Bear that in mind. That is the two front hoofs here, and that's the feet of the Savior coming in. And that's the hand of him, and he carries in his hand a sword, a very long sword. Okay, the sword goes from here. Where's my stick? From here, okay, all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way through. So that's the sword here, look. That's the sword right there. Okay, that's the sword right there. So the sword goes straight through there, and he have the power in his hand, and that's why you start off this thing by talking about the veil or the vile energy that I was talking about from start. Okay, this power that he have is not like what a nuclear bomb, like what the United States or Russia or anybody on this planet have. This thing, this energy is right here now. You can have this power right now because it's power to the trinity. This power is in the earth, but man study a different power. Okay, we all to the dollar. Okay, the dollar carry. So we forget about this majestic power that's out there, and people are harnessing it. Remember, I talk about it. Solomon used to use the same power. Zeus used the same power, ladies and gentlemen. I'm using this power in the right way right now to empower you with this power, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me. Understand the power that we have here to the trinity as Rastafari, as children of God, the Christian Orthodox. We, you know, see Yeshua did it right there on the horse with the veil energy that I speak of, that Solomon used on the horse, smiting through the earth. Rasta, the word ain't wrong. I'm gonna move on. So now this photo is very, very, very serious. Okay, this is very, very, this is things that I went into archives and dig up so that I can bring them and talk about them spontaneously like this. But to get these, you have to get the knowledge to dig up to get these. Okay, and I went back because I want to do this to make sure that the truth get out there. These is two lions right here. One is here at the side, and this is this of himself is the power to the trinity here again, ladies and gentlemen. I can't stop stressing. Bear in mind, I can't stop stressing the power to the lion of the tribe of Judah. I can't stop stressing the power through the rod, or through the sword, or through this thing can produce veil or vile energy too as well, whatever the word is. That can produce it too. When you look at the Father here too, you partly see most likely all of that same energy around him too as well. You can see that energy around him too as well. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, empower yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Take time out to study God's word. Read the Bible. Find out where Ethiopia was located. Find out where all of these places is, ladies and gentlemen. Who you looking at on the poster right now? On the poster, that's the Kings of Kings. God in the earth. That's God right there, carrying the staff in his hand, and that's him right there again. And under his staff right here, okay. He's sitting on the throne, and the world, the globe. Let me get my rod too as well. Here it is. The globe is right here. This blue map that you see here is the globe, okay? And he's standing on top of it. And all that you see here is power. And he have the rod again. And when he hit this globe, when he strikes the globe, it creates an energy again, another veil or vile energy again, like a lightning or thunder again. Ladies and gentlemen, bear that in mind. Power to the trinity. Okay? So we're gonna, that's it there again. And I tried to enhance it even more so that we can even get more grass. That's the world right down there. That's Africa here, ladies and gentlemen. That's the Father sitting. That's the Father sitting in the tabernacle in the holies of holies, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Lion 1 and Lion 2, and this is the master. You understand? Power to the trinity. I mean, like, it's so splendific, it's so splendorous that you can't even see the Father's face. If it is Jesus, or if it is Yeshua, or if it is the energy of himself. Because bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, God of himself said that I am that I am. Alright? And there should have no other God but him. Use this energy. He's the God of the sun. He's the same God of control the stars. He is that one, the magnificent one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So remember, he sits on the world. He have the rod. He have the power, the thunder, the lightning, the force, and all of the energy. And he send his seal in the earth, and I've showed you what his seal is. His church is the Ethiopian Orthodox. Okay? Judaic church. Moving on to photos, ladies and gentlemen. And there is our Savior. There's our Savior. There's our Savior, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? There's our Savior. There's our Savior again. Huh? A lot of people call him a lot of different names. Jesus and Yeshua, and utterance into other names, Rasta. But I ain't here to preach Paul, man. Okay? So that's his Imperial Majesty there again, Haile Selassie, and that's other bloodline. This bloodline is to do with imperialness, right? This is Solomonic bloodline. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Solomon's banner again. They come under the same banner. The banner is here for a reason. The angels is here again. The cross is up here. The Star of David is right here. That's the Star of David there. And the lion is here again, the lion of the tribe of Judah, and he's carrying the banner again. And his Imperial Majesty and some more other people that carry Solomonic line comes under this banner. Okay, I'm gonna move on. And there is our Savior again. Okay, there's when it was with the Romans. The Romans is here. And folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in again. And next year, I want to thank everybody for tuning into the documentary. I hope it was some help to you, and I hope it would be able to open up your mind, because remember, this is breaking free religion, innovation, thought. This is food actually for your soul. Okay, this is things that you can pass on to your children, and you can let them know that people here is still being innovative. We're still having our power and having the freedom to think, not nothing that is imaginary, but we're studying on history's page. Okay, family? On history's page. We're following on history's page. And these people was people in front of me, and there was people in front of you, and they was here before us. They set a path, power to the trinity. They set a path already, and we must follow the path. All hail to all the kings from the earth. All hail to King Buddha. To Buddha. Hail Buddha. Emperor Haile Selassie and Jesus Christ.
Muhammad, Allah, the man them from the Quran, respect is due. Rastafari carry the highest order and the highest seal. Jah, Rastafari bless 2013, release the mind of all.